Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. It's afternoon, by the way. Good afternoon, Sarthak. You know what, children? I was discussing about these coins with you yesterday. Did I discuss about the medieval
Ma'am,
coins?
I am only here.
Hanji, Sarthak? Did I show you the medieval coins yesterday? The way they are made.
Ma'am, please repeat.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Ria. Good afternoon, Vaibhav. Where were you from past 2-3 days?
Ma'am, my router went off
Good afternoon, ma'am.
My what went off?
3 days. Ma'am, router?
Router.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon,
ma'am.
sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Surya. I was asking, did I show you people how to make medieval coins yesterday?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Today, no, class 7 A, like Utkarsh and Krishna of 7th A, they made the medieval coins. I'll show you guys. Okay, very nicely they have made.
Ma'am, I'll make a program in Python or Java. What's the program?
What?
Ma'am, Ma'am, I can make a program in Java or
They are not talking
Python.
about any program. They're talking about
What's the
making
topic?
coins, medieval coins.
Okay, ma'am.
Program. Right? Let me see.
Above, I think you should tell that to Shalini, ma'am. She'll be happy.
Anji,
Yeah.
Shah, yeah, she'll be happy.
Shalini, ma'am.
Good
That's
afternoon,
right.
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today we have to finish the chapter. We have 2 lectures together.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Ma'am, we will finish the chapter.
Huh?
Ma'am, we would have to. Yes, ma'am.
You have to.
We will and we have to.
complete this chapter.
That's the secret. Correct. Okay, now look. Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, it's not. No,
Ma'am, it hasn't started yet. Now it has come.
it's
Ma'am, it
loading
is
now.
downloading. Ma'am, it's okay. Ma'am, it came.
What is
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
This is medieval coins. Abhi it is not completed. Abhi he will color it with a silver color as well. So he has made it with dough, right? Artist है उसमें. This is made by Utkarsh, and one was made by him as well. No, even Krishna made. This is the one which is made by Krishna. Can you see this? Abhi it is also not completed. He has to dry it and color it in different things in it. Okay.
Can we also make it
Obviously,
what is
you have
this?
to make it. I'll show you how to make it.
medieval coins?
Okay.
Okay, Abhi we'll read when we'll read about the Sikh kingdom, no? Then we will read that how the Sikhs have minted their own coins in the name of Guru Nanak and Guru Tegh Bahadur. Right? See, this he has made. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. No, Abhi, so he'll do more detailing in that. I'll show you how it has been made.
It will be amazing.
Yeah, it was. I'll share this video with you in the group as well later. Okay, Abhi, I'll show you first. You not imagine class 4 students of AC section, they made such a nice model on India states and capital.
Ma'am, you like shared one status in that he was like keeping the pen and all, and
Yeah,
that was deep.
made by
That was too cool for me.
Hanji.
Ma'am, that was really cool. I loved it that.
Yes, and
No,
I
no,
was
ma'am, it was
so
not
nicely
really.
he has made. I was.
Ma'am, it was not something.
There are many, like you can see, that there are many such ways. Like one is this, one is this. Make your own custom points. Okay. So we'll go with this one. I've shared this one. The rest you can see many more. So you can. So see how is he making, right? He has taken some dough. Like this is salt and wheat flour, and then he's mixing it up, making a dough out of it.
Ma'am, whole wheat flour or all-purpose flour?
Whole wheat flour he has used. He has made a dough like this. Now he's taken a little bit of it. Like you don't need these tools. You can take anything you have, a toothpick, a pen, or anything like that to make the design on it, right? Whatever you like, you can just see some coins of the,
Toothpick will be better.
obviously, because that was the only thing which you have. So you'll be able to make with that only. Okay.
No, ma'am, we have pen also.
No, this is not a pen. No, this is not a toothpick. So this is how he's making designs, right? So you can make it like that. Okay. He is heating it up in an oven. You can just keep it like get it dry in the sun as well. If you do not want to use the oven or something like that, you can just let it dry under the sun. It will just get hardened up.
Ma'am, for how much duration?
Because these are the kinds of currency which was there in that period, no? They did not have this kind of coinage, neither they do have machineries. Okay, so maybe these were the kind of process they used back then as well. And later on, he'll just do more of it, something like you can just see the entire video later. He's just rubbing it all to make it more rough. Okay. And now he's coloring it up. Now he will color it up with a marker pen. He's coloring board marker or permanent marker. Right? Like he's then painted it up with gray paint. That's what is left in this. So this is, aren't they looking very realistic?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? He's also using dirt on it so that they look more realistic. Right? That's how you can do it. And you can also make manuscript.
Okay, ma'am.
Similarly, you can also make manuscript. Okay. Like you can see this. I'm showing you one you can make later on. Like I'll share these videos with you in the group, and then you can make later. This is the way you can make a manuscript. Okay. And then there are n number of ways in which you can make manuscripts, which I used earlier. Right? Like this one, DIY vintage paper. This is very easy to make and it looks wonderful. Right? This looks wonderful.
Ma'am, actually, many people use this for
For their
like
portraits and well.
board
Poetry.
decorations.
Is it that?
Like in my previous school, there used to be board decorating
For board
competitions in that.
decorating. This is very easy to make and it looks so nice. Can you see it? They have just taken a
Yes,
paper,
ma'am.
crumble it up, and then what you need to do is just to cover it up with coffee powder. That's it. And then burn the edges. Easiest thing to do. See that's how you can burn the edges. But be very careful about it, otherwise the entire paper will get burned. Okay. That's why you need
You have to be careful in this
yeah,
thing.
you have to be careful in this. Right? Now he's crumbling it up to make the creases. Right? And then just stain it with the coffee. Your manuscript is ready. And then thereupon you can do the calligraphy on it. It should look
Yes,
perfect.
ma'am. I was thinking this
Will look
only.
What we
amazing.
can do, we can make these papers and we can give it to Dhere. He can write and give it to us.
Right?
Ma'am, we were writing
ma'am.
such a bad writing, ma'am. It would, ma'am, they look like a manuscript.
You'll look for one thing, you'll get 100 others. Right? And then that's how you can make
Ma'am, what about if we
Okay.
do like we make a coins and then we will write about coins in this paper and we
I
can
think
send
you can
it.
make a paper and you can write any code or anything about that, or even about the coins also you can write. I think even if
ma'am.
if we will be doing an exhibition in school, no, in the month of May, as we are planning to.
Ma'am, we can like use this as well.
Exactly, we can use these things to create, a
So, ma'am,
medieval
should we make
era.
this?
Obviously, why have I shown you this?
Why was she showing
Why
it
did I
above
show
the
you
text?
Ma'am, like what we have to write on the paper, I'm asking that.
You can write
Like
Aisha.
about points only.
That we have to ourselves search.
what? What are you saying, Hassan?
Ma'am, she was asking what we have to write on paper, so I said that we have to search ourselves what we have to write.
You can make a medieval notebook as well. Like the first one was also very nice, the way they have made in the old manuscript. So you can go through these ideas and just create things of the medieval era. Okay. So, Jalal, enough.
Yes, ma'am.
You can send it to me by tomorrow. Well, I get it.
Tomorrow?
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, tomorrow we can send
Tomorrow is
coins.
Sunday, come on.
Okay, then
Ma'am,
Monday.
Tomorrow is a very busy day.
Okay, fine. Then
Okay,
you people tell me according to your
tomorrow is a very busy.
Okay, fine. I got that you're busy day. You can tell me according to your convenience. When can you send it to me? Okay.
Ma'am, coins, only one thing. Ma'am, one thing.
Ma'am, after
On,
exam.
No, ma'am, both the things.
Monday. Monday, shall I make
ma'am, I can do it.
Ma'am, after exam.
yes, ma'am, Monday is okay.
Some legendary
after
human
exam is
being is
okay.
saying after exams.
Yes, ma'am.
No,
After
who is it
exam,
after exams? Who said that?
Sarthak.
Sarthak, thank you so much. We can do it in the next session only, no?
I
Fine.
was also thinking I will do in
Please, please. I know how much are you guys studying.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So we
Ma'am.
have to begin with
class.
the coming of the French and the rise of regional powers, right? We have to begin from here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we'll be talking about how the regional powers.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, please explain from beginning. Ma'am, I was not attending that class.
What better?
Ma'am, I was not attending that class. Please teach from beginning.
Okay, I'll explain you a bit of that. Okay, so in the beginning we read about the decline of the Mughal Empire. We begin the chapter with reading and seeing how vast the Mughal Empire was, how vast its extent was, and how because of few wars of succession, right, and way to independent leaders. Okay, the Mughal and weak, you can say weak successors, Mughal Empire led to decline. Thereupon, this is very distracting, beta. Every day I have to tell you the same thing, right? So because of all these things, Mughal Empire declined, and Mughal Empire, as soon as the Mughal Empire declined, there were many independent kingdoms which came up, like those of the Jats, the Rajputanas, the Sikhs, right? Because they were trying to assert their independence from a long time, because they were not happy with the rules of the later Mughals, right? That's why they had clashes, they had wars, and later on, they were like, we are better than them and we can rule ourselves in a better manner. So that's why a lot of autonomous states come up, right? Autonomous regions come up. What's the meaning of autonomous? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, freedom.
What freedom?
Ma'am, it's autonomous or autonomous?
Autonomous. Well, like one is British
Ma'am, it feels
pronunciation
very
and the other
big.
is American. Yes. What's the meaning of autonomous?
Ma'am, big states, large.
Having the freedom to
big.
rule themselves, right? I told you in the previous lecture.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that means that they had the freedom to rule. Please write it down when I tell you a meaning of something. That's the reason I tell you to keep a pencil handy always. If I'm telling you something, note it down, jot it down.
And ma'am,
It's
please
not only
take
to
the page
play with
number
it. It's
also.
Ma'am, I always jotted down, but I was not there when you told.
Okay, fine. Right.
Ma'am, I remembered only freedom.
Can you please repeat, ma'am?
What?
Ma'am, the meaning is independent.
Yeah, being independent or having the freedom to rule themselves independently, right? So after that, what happened? Already Mughal Empire was in crumbles, right? It was already shattered. And when the British and French powers came, they act as the last nails in the coffin of the Mughal Empire. They did the last, they put the last hammer on it, and that's how it just demolished. It just completely got devastated, right? And then rose the regional powers. This paragraph is very important because in this paragraph, they have given the name of the leaders of those regions, which can be
Many
asked in the
rulers of
exam.
different kingdoms are
Okay,
named.
yes. They can be asked like that directly on the exam only. Okay, so please underline that. And if I say underline that, it means that you have to underline, right? Don't say that, ma'am, I have done that. Do that. So that in the next class, if I'm asking you a question, you must be in a state to give me the answer, right? So, major regional powers arose in Bengal, right? And it was with the decline of Mughal power in the 18th century. This question can also come that when did the Mughal Empire decline? The Mughal Empire declined in the 18th century, and after
18th century.
yes, and after its decline emerged many autonomous states. Children, in case if I'll go too
Yes, ma'am.
fast, you can let me know. I'll just slow down. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Now, Bengal arose under Murshid Quli Khan, right? Who was leader in Bengal? Murshid Quli Khan. Awadh under Sadat
Quli
Khan
Khan.
Burhan ul Mulk. Children, can you tell me the states which came under Awadh?
Ma'am, ma'am, of other, ma'am, Uttar Pradesh was one of them.
Uttar Pradesh was a major one of them, right? Hyderabad under Nizam
Ol Mulk.
ul Mulk Ashraf Shah, right? Karnataka under Sadalullah Khan, right? Mysore under Hyder Ali. You know Hyder Ali, who was the son of Hyder Ali?
Ma'am, Tipu Sultan.
Tipu Sultan, right? Then Judds under the Churaman and Surajmal, right? These are two major leaders who asserted the independence of Judds. And then the sixth under Maharaja Ranjit Singh.
Ranjit Singh.
Singh.
So
Ma'am,
I
the
think
Kohinoor
people
Hero
can do
was
one
also
more
under.
thing. Now I hope that you people need to learn to prepare notes for yourself. So you can also you can take it as a homework for the day. You can just write down or you can just write down regional powers, kingdoms, and leaders. You can write Bengal in front of it, Murshid Quli Khan, Awadh, Sadat Baran ul Mulk, Hyderabad, Nizamul Mulk Ashraf, Karnataka, this. That's how you can prepare a note of as well.
Ma'am, Ranjit Singh was also a chief of Sukre Chisa Misl, like this thing.
Ranjit Singh was their leader. Basically, he was the one who brought them into a military power. We will read in detail about it, right? So let's begin with the Rajputs. So you might have seen Padmavat Children. Have you all seen that movie?
Yes, ma'am.
In that, Shahid Kapoor was which king?
Ma'am, Raja Swai Jai Singh.
Well, he was belong to which class, which group?
Ma'am, Kshatriya.
Rajput.
Oh, sorry,
Rajput.
ma'am, Kshatriya to Rajput.
Right, he was a Rajput king, and the opposition was of this. What do we call him?
Ma'am, he was, Arey yaar.
I never forget it. How can I forget it? Who was Ranveer Singh in that movie? Oh my goodness. It is just in my mouth, but I am not able to speak.
Ma'am, which movie?
Padmavat.
Padmavat.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Saif Ali Khan.
Alauddin Khilji. Ma'am, Alauddin Khilji.
Alauddin Khilji. He's saying
Alauddin
This
Khilji.
is though something else only. Ranveer Singh has played the role of Alauddin Khilji, a very, very efficient time. Right? Okay. So yes, that was the Mughal Empire. He was representing the Mughal Empire, and Shahid Kapoor was representing the Rajputs. Right? That is the reason when the people of Rajasthan, many Rajputs came up in rebellion that this movie should not be screen and this and that.
Yes, ma'am. Firstly, the movie name was Padmavati, but I don't know what controversies happened.
There was
Then
a
it became
controversy. They were like,
Padmavati.
you cannot use a queen like that. You cannot portray our queen like that. She's a very celebrated queen in Rajputana kingdom, right? So they did not want to do that, and then they wanted to just arose a controversy, and that's what they did. So now we'll talk about the Rajputs first. Many new regional kingdoms emerged after the death of Aurangzeb. Like till the time Aurangzeb was there, he had a very strong grip over his kingdom. But after his death, the grip started getting loosened up, and slowly, gradually, one by one, different kingdoms were getting separated from the Mughal Empire. as you people have seen in the map which I showed you in the beginning, right? Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
so the Rajput established an independent kingdom, and Swai Jai Singh was one of the prominent Rajput rulers. What was the name, children?
Ma'am,
Swai
Why Jasin?
Sawai Jaising.
Ma'am, from
Why
17 to 1753.
Swai Jai Singh, right? Even the pink city, which we know as Jaipur today, was founded by him. Maybe that was the reason that is why it is known as Jaipur, right?
Yes, ma'am, I think.
Because
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
by
Maybe.
Jai Singh, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now he introduced many social reforms. What is the meaning of reforms? We have already read a lot about it.
And to make some change. And to
Ma'am,
make some change.
He
Make
brought
some
many
change.
changes in the kingdom, right? And he was very, very interested in astronomy. That's why he also set up observatories in Delhi and Jaipur to study heavenly objects. What are the heavenly objects, children?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
celestial
the
body.
object that are
Space.
found in the space.
Ma'am,
And the
celestial
six
body.
planets and moons.
Celestial bodies. Celestial
And
bodies.
celestial
Are the
bodies.
objects found in the space.
Like moon and other planets.
Exactly.
Yes,
Wonderful.
ma'am.
So this is all about they have given about Rajputs. Any doubt till here? Shall we move to the judges?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We can
Right.
move to that.
So now I'll keep on giving you movie references for everyone. That's what we can learn from our surroundings, right? So who was the wrestler? Fogart sisters.
Ma'am, what?
What are the name of those wrestlers who won the Olympics? The Fogart sisters.
Babita
Ma'am, Geeta
Fogart.
Fogart,
Ma'am,
Geeta Fogart.
Ma'am,
Babita
Geeta
Fogart.
Fogart. Geeta Fogart.
Which caste do they belong to?
Ma'am, Jats.
Judges.
Jat.
Judges. Have you
Yes,
seen
ma'am.
Dangal? Mari choriyan
Yes,
choro se
Yes,
kame ke.
ma'am.
Have you seen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Haryanvi, like this is how the Jats speak, right? They have shown the Jat culture. So the Jats lived in areas of Haryana, Punjab, and the western regions of Ganga, Yamuna, Do. What's the meaning of Do?
Ma'am, where Ganga and Yamuna meet?
Do refers to a land which is being drained by two rivers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because Do means
Yes, ma'am.
two, Ab means land. A land which is drained by, you can write this down if I'm telling you something, right? Do means
Yes,
two,
ma'am.
Ab means land. So Do refers to a land being drained by two rivers. Okay, write it down, everyone. I think I have to tell you to write each and every point like I tell the kids of class 3 and 4. Right?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, please just
No, ma'am.
repeat.
See, Doab refers to a land which is fertile, which is drained by two rivers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do means two, Ab means land, right? That is how Punjab has got its name. Do you know why do we call Punjab Punjab?
Ma'am, Panch and rivers.
Yes, because it is
Ma'am,
drained by
agree.
5 rivers. Panj means Panch, Ab means land. That's how it is known as Punjab. Okay.
Ma'am, I am having one
Okay,
question.
ma'am.
Yes, Reba.
Ma'am, why did death of Aurangzeb created disturbance
It's
around the
created
area of Delhi?
disturbance of, you know what? There's a big blog given in the beginning of the chapter, and this is the only thing which they have
Ma'am?
explained in that. Yes.
Ma'am, please repeat about the dome.
Doab is a land drained by two rivers.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Beta. And here the two rivers are. You name the two rivers which the Doab is drained by.
Ganga Yamuna.
Ganga and Yamuna.
Right. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Reba, please try to go through that. In that, the reason I'll just tell you few reasons on points. One reason was the wars of succession because it did not have any particular rule that who is going to be successor after the death of the king. Because of this, most of the times the brothers were fighting amongst themselves, and again, you can say the others took benefit of this. Secondly, the later Mughals were not as efficient as the earlier Mughals. The successors after Aurangzeb were not way too efficient and as good as them. So because of that, they were not able to do that. They were not able to control such a vast kingdom.
Defeat.
Third, the nobles were weaker as well. The nobles which were in the time of later Mughals, they were also very mean and selfish. They were
And
not
they also become strong.
Hanji.
Then the nobles also become strong and fight.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
They were not as devoted as the later ones. So fourthly, since people realize that okay, that our rulers is already weak, right? So it is very, if you get to know okay, the king is only fool, then obviously you'll be like, I am better than him. I can do it. I can do a wonderful. I can do a better job than him, right? So that is what
Yes,
happens.
ma'am.
We realize that we are better than the king who's sitting at the throne. So why should we listen to him? It's better to assert their own independence and to form our own kingdom. Got it?
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Baki,
Okay,
there's
ma'am.
even all, the only these points are just explained in that paragraph. You can read that as well. Okay. So Pranit, may I know why have you joined so late? Who has joined? Sorry, Zoom helpline.
Ma'am, he has sent something in
After
the chat.
trying for thousands of years, finally that person joined.
So I reported. Okay, it's Pranavi.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
he has sent also something
that
in the
person
chat box.
came from the name of Pranit.
Yeah, I thought it is Pranit. Someone reported that this meeting has some server issues, so may I help you? Now I need to report it to the principal.
My answer is no. My answer is no.
Okay, fine. Let's get back.
You all in every meeting answer no.
Quiet and let's get back to the chapter. Right? I thought it is Pranit. Okay. Right? So, yes. Now the Jat rebellion started under Gokula in 1669. There was a ruler called Gokula who started the rebellion, right? But it got succeeded under Surajmal, right? So it ended
Where
with
is
the
Gokula?
formation of Bharatpur under Surajmal, right? Yes, Vaibhav?
Ma'am, where is Gokula?
It's in the Rajputana kingdom only. And you can say that area. Near
Gokula is a
Rajasthan and
place.
Gujarat. Right?
Gokul is a place.
And Gokula is not a place. Gokul is Gokula is the name of a kingdom, ruler. Right? It started under Gokula, under the leadership of Gokula, and it got ended with the formation of Bharatpur under Surajmal. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Surajmal was the last ruler.
Hanji. What beta?
Ma'am, Surajmal was the last ruler.
Actually, your voice is very slow. It's difficult for me to understand. Can you please repeat?
Ma'am, means Surajmal was the last ruler of the Jat.
Not the last ruler of the Jats. Surajmal was a ruler who helped them to get an independent kingdom.
Okay, ma'am.
He was the one who helped them to get an independent kingdom. Yeah. Okay. So the Jats attained political importance only in the later 17th century and early 18th century. Before that, they were not politically important, like politically strong, right? And still, even till now, the ambition of some few zamindars of the Jats, right, was to occupy the independent principality of Agra region. And as you people already know that Agra was a very important region for the Mughals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So again,
Yes,
this led to clashes. This led to clashes, and then they brought them to a conflict with the Mughal government, the Rajputs, and the Afghans, with all three of them. Under Churaman, they acquired control over territories situated over the west of Delhi. Then again, there was a ruler called Churaman, under whose leadership the Jats acquired the parts of the territories near the Delhi area in the western part. For a while, they became the virtual custodians of the city of Agra. Virtual means? Virtual custodian means?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
uh,
custodians means the ones who protected.
ma'am, in what sense they are asking?
Baba, they have to acquire that area. They wanted to acquire the territory. So what did they do? How did they become virtual custodians?
Custodian means to protect us.
Guardians, yeah, protectors basically. They were protecting Agra for a few time, like for a very, very short span of time. Badan Singh, right? Badan Singh was a nephew of Churaman, styled himself as a feudatory of Jai Singh. Feudatory means?
Ma'am, the king used to allot lands to some other rulers, and so The ones who were the head of the land, ma'am, they were called the feudatories.
Very good, right? Basically, in simple words, if we say that owing feudal allegiance, right, who holds land under the conditions, okay, and he may be regarded as the real founder of the judge state of Bharatpur. Student, who can be regarded as a real founder?
Ma'am, Badan Singh.
Hanji,
From Madan.
Badan Singh.
Ma'am, Badan Singh.
Yeah,
Right,
Madan Singh.
Badan Singh, right, Badan Singh. Neither Churaman nor Jai Singh. It is Badan Singh, and it can be confusing if it comes in an MCQ. That who was the real founder of the state of Bharatpur, Deeg and Kumail. Then you will write Churaman, right? The Jat kingdom attained its
Okay,
zenith.
ma'am.
This is a very, very important point. You will find various questions regarding this in the book as well. Jat kingdom attained its zenith under Surajmal. Zenith means heights.
And to reach some height, ma'am, peak
Yes.
that is.
To reach a particular height or peak, it attained its peak under Surajmal. He adopted, and who was Surajmal? Surajmal was the adopted son
Adopted son and successor of
Badan
Badan
Singh.
Singh.
Right? He successfully welded the scattered Jat zamindars near Agra into a powerful state. Welded here means he brought all of them who were scattered, right? The zamindars who were scattered in parts near Agra, he brought all of them together and formed the strong state of the Jat kingdom. Clear?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No, no
Yes.
doubt.
Ma'am, may you again tell the meaning of feudatory?
Feudatory means getting land from somebody, right? From a king or somewhat.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Under the conditions of feudal system. Now we are going to talk about the six. Yes.
Ma'am, did Jats try to relay the foundation of the Mughal revenue system?
Relay the foundation of that system? No, they wanted to start their own system. And always remember one thing, children, that whenever they assert independence, even when we asserted independence from Britishers, we did not abolish everything they had. No, we kept few things, we kept few system of the administration. Like if we talk about Alauddin Khilji, Alauddin Khilji is still known for his system of administration. He had an excellent system of administration. So the people who succeeded him or who won over him, no, those people also acquired the same system. So yes, if they were happy with the system of the Mughal administration, the practices which they liked, they kept those practices. The practices with which they were not happy, they let them go. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's talk about the Sikhs. Right? We have been studying with the Sikhs in the previous chapter as well. We have read a bit about them. Okay. Now let's dig deep into it. Okay. So the Afghan defeat of the Maratha armies accelerated the breakaway of Punjab from Delhi and helped in the foundation of the Sikh overlordship in the northwest. What is the meaning of accelerated?
Ma'am, to accelerate something.
What accelerate what? What's the meaning of accelerate?
And
Ma'am, faster.
ma'am, fastly.
What?
I'm in a great speed.
Speed up. Accelerate means to speed up.
Speed up.
Speed
What
up.
does it mean to speed up?
Speed up.
Right. So what happened when the Maratha armies were defeated by Afghans, right? So this gave the Sikhs a chance, right, to break away of Punjab from Delhi. Well, now we have the chance. Now we can just, because these people are busy in their war, let them do whatever they're doing. And this is a very good. That's what we have done while attaining our independence from Britishers as well. When the Britishers were busy in the World War, we tried to formulate our policies and assert our independence, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Same thing happened here when they saw that these people are busy in fighting, so they asserted their independent kingdom, right? And they laid the foundation of Sikh overlordship in the northwest. Now, what does this term overlordship means?
I'm Sikh region.
Region, do we understand? What's the meaning of overlordship?
Ma'am, the kingdom
Ma'am,
of
the area in their control.
Good head. Right. Now we'll come again to Alauddin Khilji. See, Badmavat is going to be very helpful for us in this chapter. Right. So in Padmavat, they have shown, like not only in Padmavat, they like you can read it in the books as well, that what Alauddin Khilji was a very efficient ruler, and even he has expanded his empire a lot. उसने भी अपने empire को बहुत बड़ा बनाया था, right? He went to the south, he acquired the areas of the south. But what he used to do is that he did not overthrow the existing kings. He did not snatch away their position from them. He won the war. He was like, it's fine now. You can keep ruling your kingdom if you want to. If you want, you will be the king. Keep ruling your kingdom. Just keep on paying me the tribute, the revenue. Okay, whatever the money you have to pay every month to me, the fixed amount of that, or according to the crops and all. And I will be your overlord. I will be a superior. Even if you have to take any decision, you have to fight with someone, you have to go on a war with someone. You will discuss those things with me first. Only then you're gonna do that.
Okay, ma'am. So this is how, ma'am. So this is how Indian government like does. Ma'am, first they bought all the companies of outside, and they like set up their factories in the
You
in
people
our
remember,
country.
then on the very first day of our class, when I came to your class the very first day, when I was introducing you what history is, didn't I tell you that our present is very much influenced by our past? Remember that? It's
Yes,
highly
ma'am.
influenced by our past, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now you can see that it is true, right? It's the same things are being practiced. We are being practicing the same things just in different ways, right? Okay. Why do people say read books and this and that and you'll become wiser and this and that? When we read things, when we get to know about things, that okay, and then we try to adapt them in a better manner, right? That's what historians do. They read, they study, and then they provide it to the general public in such a manner that they can make use of it, right? The Sikhs had already organized themselves as a political community during the 17th century, which helped them in the 18th century. Why did they need what happened in the 18th century, children? The Mughal Empire declined, right? So, because they have already formed a political community of themselves. So, in the 18th century, when the Mughal Empire declined, then they took the help of their political authority and they carved out an autonomous state for themselves, which they named Punjab, right? Or the Sikh kingdom, not Punjab, basically, they named it the Sikh kingdom, right? So the Sikhs rose up against the economic and political repressions in Punjab towards the end of Aurangzeb's rule. When the Aurangzeb's rule was ending, at that point of time also the Sikhs had a lot of conflicts with Aurangzeb regarding the kind of economic and political rule he's having. They were not happy with it, right? And then the guerrilla fighters took advantage of the political instability created by the Persian and Afghan onslaught against Delhi, right? Enriching themselves and expanding territorial control. What do you mean by the guerrilla fighters?
And gorilla fighting with each other.
Guerrilla, very nice. ये लिखते हैं अब. You are going to write this only in the exam and you will get 110% marks. 10 marks for extra good handwriting. Yes, will tell you the meaning of guerrilla fighters.
I'm too powerful kingdom fighting.
Powerful
Kingdom.
not powerful kingdom. Basically refers, guerrilla fighters refers to an army of people of general public, right, who constitute themselves into an
Man,
army.
the small military force which fight for small regions.
You can say that, right? That can be said, right? इसमें civilians भी होते हैं, irregular, untrained people are also there in the part, right? So these fighters took advantage of the political instability, which was, what is the meaning of onslaught, children?
Ma'am, ma'am, what onslaught?
Yes, onslaught. Tell me quickly. A destructive attack. Onslaught means a